Hello and welcome to Not Just Disney. And just when you thought it was safe to get back into YouTube, along comes another of our killer videos in which we will be using LOGacta, the 1970s football simulation game played using dice, to complete an as yet unfinished competition from the English football season 2019 to 2020. Now, the rules for entering the competition that we're going to simulate have changed over time, but since 2008 the competition has been open to clubs playing in steps 1 to 4 of the National League system, and that's equivalent to tiers 5 to 8 of the overall English Football League system. Now we're at the semi-final stage, and these are two-leg matches, and if scores are level after 90 minutes at the end of the second leg, we go into 30 minutes of extra time, and that will then be followed by a penalty shootout if necessary. And for the final, again, there is no replay, we just have extra time and then the penalty shootout to decide the champions. Now, with regard to the penalty shootouts, for the FA Cup video we produced, which completed the quarter-final, semi-final and finals for that competition, we had a die that had 3 green and 3 red. The green representing goals and the reds were a miss. We've subsequently revised that slightly. We now have 4 green and just 2 red. Now in truth the ratio is probably somewhere between the two, but we don't have a fancy sort of role-playing or Warcraft type die with multiple sides. We just literally have a 6-sided die, so we're going to stick with 4 to 2 at the moment and see how that pans out for us. Now, die selection, of course, is one of the crucial elements of LOGacta. It's just how the game works, so we need to determine which die we'll be using for our semi-final matches. And you can see here for cup ties played with home advantage, where the two teams are playing in the same division, for in this instance Division 1, the home team will be rolling a blue die and the away team will be rolling the red die. Now obviously we're looking at teams playing between tiers 5 and 8, so we need to make a little bit of amendment to this chart. There we go. And so we have a match with 2 teams playing from the National League, so they're equivalent, so that is step 5 or tier 5, so they will be rolling blue and then red. If we add 1 more to each of these totals, we then get to option there 6 to 8, and that's our other semi-final. So that deals with the home ties. For the second leg, the 2 teams in the National League ranked in the 5th tier, they will be rolling blue and red again, but obviously reversed this time. And for the reverse tie for our game with the teams from tiers 6 to 8, we need to do a little bit of amendment, and we then get that result there. So we'll be rolling a red for the home team, the lower ranked team, and a blue for the higher ranked team who are in tier 6. So for the final, it's a little bit more straightforward. A single match played on a neutral ground. This is the section of the LOGacta dice selector that would be applicable to this situation. If we add 4 to each of those numbers, we can then see the possible dice that we will need to play the final. But which competition is it? If you haven't guessed already, it's this, the FA Trophy. Let's take a look at the semi-final draw and learn a little bit about the teams that are involved. So Concord Rangers, they're based in Canvey Island in Essex, and the club currently compete in the National League South. That's the 6th tier of football, and they play at Thames Road. They were formed in 1967 by Albert Lant and originated from a team of boys that played friendly matches during 1966 on a pitch alongside the Canvey Island seafront close to Concord Beach, and that's where the club took their name from. They're quite possibly the only English football team to be specifically named after a beach. Their opposition, Halesowen Town, currently in the 8th tier, playing in the Southern League Division 1 Central, were established a little bit before Concord Rangers in 1873 and joined the Birmingham and District League in 1892, finishing bottom in their very first season. Now the club have had some success. They have reached the first round of the FA Cup for 7 consecutive seasons during the late 1980s and the early 1990s. And like all the other teams in this competition, this is their best performance in the FA Trophy. And the second semi-final involves the oldest professional football club in the world, Notts County. And they're the only one of our semi-finalists to have played in the top 4 flights of English football, something they did between 1888 and May 2019. In their first season of league football, they finished 3rd. That's their best ever position. They also reached the FA Cup final in 1891, finishing as runners-up to Blackburn Rovers. However, 3 years later, the club did win the FA Cup in 1894 with a 4-1 win over Bolton Wanderers. Harrogate Town were formed in 1914 and had not played a match when the First World War broke out, so they had to wait until 1919 for their first win, 1-0 against Horsforth in the West Riding League. And they've reached the second round of the FA Cup in 2012-13 season, only to go out 5-4 on penalties to Hastings after a replay. And they are in the 5th tier, the National League, alongside Notts County. So I think it's time now to start the dice rolling and play out these 2 semi-final matches. So since we played the FA Cup through, we've had our stadium rebuilt and we now have a hard plastic playing area. Concord Rangers will be rolling brown. Halesowen Town will have the yellow die. That's 1 to Concord Rangers. Halesowen rolling yellow. Nil. So Concord take a 1-0 lead through to the second leg. Let's play the first leg of the second semi-final though first, and that's Notts County against Harrogate Town. Notts County will be rolling blue, and that is 0. Harrogate rolling red. An away win for Harrogate Town, 3-0, with the home tide to come, puts them in a very strong position to get through to the final. So it's now time for the second leg of our first semi-final. This is Halesowen Town at home to Concord. Concord have a 1-0 victory at home, so let's roll the die. It will be for Halesowen first of all the red die. I do need to get something with this die. It's a 1. Concord Rangers will be rolling blue. A single goal will be enough to see them through. And they've got 3. So that is a 4-1 victory over 2 legs for Concord Rangers, and they move into the FA Trophy final. Who will they meet? Harrogate have a 3-0 lead from the first leg. They will be rolling the blue die. And that's 4. 4 for Harrogate Town, and they're through basically, but let's roll the die for Notts County. And 3, a 4-3 defeat, so plucky Notts County there, didn't give up hope, but they do go out 3-7. So a 7-3 victory for Harrogate Town puts them through to the FA Trophy final. So we come to that match then. So Harrogate will be rolling blue. Concord Rangers will be rolling red. Harrogate Town 1, Concord Rangers 2. The team from Canvey Island, formed in just 1967, are the winners of the FA Trophy for the 2019 to 2020 season. Let's just take a look at the results from all of the matches we've just played. In the semi-finals, Halesowen Town must have thought they had a chance of reaching Wembley after the first leg, only conceding 1 goal to a team 2 tiers above them in the football pyramid. But Concord Rangers class shone through in the reverse fixture, and they took the tie 4-1 on aggregate. In the second semi-final, Notts County conceded 3 goals at home, and after that it was really all over. Despite scoring 3 in the reverse fixture, they'd still conceded 4 in Yorkshire, with Harrogate running out 7-3 victors on aggregate. And in the final, a little bit of an upset. Harrogate Town in the 5th tier, Concord Rangers in the 6th tier, and the result, Concord Rangers 2, Harrogate Town 1. So congratulations to the team from Essex for winning the FA Trophy 2019 to 2020. And that's just about it from us. We hope you enjoyed us completing the FA Trophy there. If you haven't seen us completing the FA Cup or the FA Premier League, there will be links in the description below to some of those videos. All that remains for me to say then really is thanks for watching, and we look forward to you seeing us again very soon here on Not Just Disney. Bye for now.